1 Kings chapter 15. Abijam, king of Judah. In the 18th year of King Jeroboam, son of Nebat, Abijam became king of Judah and reigned for 3 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Maacah, daughter of Abishalom. He imitated his father in all the sins he had committed before him. Unlike his ancestor David, his heart was not wholly faithful to the Lord his God. Yet for David's sake the Lord kept his lamp burning in Jerusalem. He raised his son after him and made Jerusalem secure. This was because David had pleased the Lord and had not disobeyed any of his commands as long as he lived, except in the case of Uriah the Hittite. There was war between Abijam and Jeroboam throughout his lifetime. The rest of the events of Abijam's reign and everything he did are written in the book of Chronicles of the kings of Judah. There was war between Abijam and Jeroboam. When Abijam rested with his fathers, he was buried in the city of David, and his son Asa reigned in his place. Asa, king of Judah. In the 20th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, Asa, king of Judah, began to reign, and he was king in Jerusalem for 41 years. His grandmother was Maacah, daughter of Abishalom. Asa did what was right before the Lord, just as his ancestor David had done. He rid the land of male cult prostitutes and removed all the idols his ancestors had made. He also deposed his grandmother Maacah as queen mother for having made an abominable image for Asherah. Asa destroyed Asherah's image and burned it at the Wadi Kidron. He did not, however, close down the high places. Nevertheless, Asa remained faithful to the Lord for the rest of his life. He brought into the Lord's house the silver, gold, and vessels that he and his father had dedicated. Asa and Baasha, king of Israel, were at war during their reigns. Baasha, king of Israel, attacked Judah and fortified Ramah to cut off all communication with Asa, king of Judah. Asa, in the meantime, collecting all the silver and gold remaining in the treasuries of the temple of the Lord and the royal palace, entrusted them to his servants, whom he sent to Ben-Hadad, son of Tabrimon, son of Hezion, king of Aram, who reigned in Damascus. He sent him this message: "Let us together make a treaty, just as my father and yours did. I am sending you silver and gold, so please break your treaty with Baasha, king of Israel, that he may withdraw from my territory." Ben-Hadad acceded to King Asa's request and sent his officers to harass the city of Israel, capturing Ijon, Dan, Abel, Beth Maacah, and all the land of Chinneroth and the region of Naphtali. On hearing this, Baasha stopped the fortification of Ramah and moved to Tizar, where he lived. Then King Asa issued an order to all of Judah, excluding no one, to take away the stones and timber which Baasha had been using to fortify Ramah. With these materials, King Asa built Geba of Benjamin and Mizpah. The rest of Asa's reign, his bravery, his deeds, and the cities which he built are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah. In his old age, Asa suffered from a foot disease. Asa then rested with his fathers and was buried in the city of David, his ancestors. His son Jehoshaphat reigned in his place. Nadab and Baasha, kings of Israel. Nadab, son of Jeroboam, began to reign over Israel in the 2nd year of Asa, king of Judah. He reigned over Israel for 2 years, doing what displeased the Lord and dragging Israel into his sin as his father had done. Baasha, son of Ahijah, of the family of Issachar, plotted against him and struck him down at Gibbethon of the Philistines when Nadab and the Israelites were laying siege to this city. Baasha killed Nadab in the 3rd year of Asa, king of Judah, and reigned in his place. As soon as he was king, he killed the entire family of Jeroboam, leaving him no one alive, but wiping them out, according to the word which the Lord had spoken through his servant Ahijah the Shilonite. This happened because of Jeroboam, who aroused the anger of the Lord, the God of Israel, by sinning and dragging Israel into sin. The rest of the events of Nadab's reign and his achievements are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. Asa and Baasha were at war during their reigns. In the 3rd year of Asa, king of Judah, Baasha, son of Ahijah, began to reign over all Israel at Tirzah, where he reigned for 24 years. He did what displeased the Lord and sinned, just as Jeroboam had done, dragging Israel into sin. 1 Kings chapter 16. The Lord spoke to Jehu, son of Hanani, against Baasha. He said, I have raised you from the dust to make you rule over my people Israel. But you have made me angry by going the way of Jeroboam and dragging my people Israel into sin. I will therefore sweep away Baasha and his family and deal with him as I did with Jeroboam, son of Nebat. Dogs will devour those of Baasha's line who die in the city. The birds of the air will feed on those who die in the country. The rest of the events of Baasha's reign, his deeds and achievements are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. Baasha rested with his fathers and was buried at Tirzah, while Elah his son reigned in his place. The Lord indeed spoke through the prophet Jehu, son of Hanani, to condemn Baasha and his family, not only for doing what displeased the Lord, making him angry as Jeroboam had done, and becoming like the house of Jeroboam, but also because he destroyed that house. Elah, king of Israel. In the 26th year of Asa, king of Judah, Elah, son of Baasha, began to reign over Israel in Tirzah and was king for 2 years. But his servant Zimri, commander of half of his chariots, plotted against him. While Elah was in Tirzah at the time, getting himself drunk in the house of Asa, governor of Tirzah, Zimri came in, struck him down, and killed him. This happened in the 27th year of Asa, king of Judah. Then Zimri reigned in his place. As soon as Zimri began to reign and was seated on the throne, he had the entire family of Baasha killed, leaving him not a single male relative or friend. Zimri wiped out the entire house of Baasha according to the Lord's pronouncement against him, as spoken by Jehu the prophet. This happened because of the sins which Baasha and his son had committed, dragging Israel into sin and making the Lord angry with their idols. Now the rest of the events of Elah's reign and all his deeds are written in the book of Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. Zimri, king of Israel. In the 27th year of Asa, king of Judah, Zimri reigned 7 days in Tirzah. The army was encamped at Gibbethon of the Philistines when Zimri plotted against Elah, and on hearing that he had killed the king, they proclaimed Omri, commander of the army, king of Israel, that very day in the camp. Omri went up with the Israelites from Gibbethon and attacked Tirzah. When Zimri saw that the city was captured, he went into the citadel of the royal palace. He burned down the palace over himself and died. He died thus because of the sins he had committed, doing what displeased the Lord and going the way of Jeroboam, who dragged Israel into sin. The rest of the acts of Zimri and his conspiracy are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. The Israelites were then divided into 2 groups. Half of them followed Tibni, son of Ginath, to make him king. The other half followed Omri. Those who followed Omri overcame those who followed Tibni, son of Ginath, and so Tibni died and Omri became king. Omri, king of Israel. In the 31st year of Asa, king of Judah, Omri began to reign over Israel. He reigned for 12 years, 6 years of which he reigned in Tirzah. Then he bought the hill of Samaria from Shemar for 2 talents of silver. He built a city on the hill and called it Samaria after Shemar, the former owner of the hill. Omri did what displeased the Lord even more than all those who preceded him. He went the way of Jeroboam son of Nebat and dragged Israel into sin, thereby provoking the anger of the Lord, the God of Israel, by their idols. The rest of the acts of Omri and his bravery are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. Then Omri rested with his fathers and was buried in Samaria with Ahab. In Samaria, while Ahab his son reigned in his place. Ahab, king of Israel. Ahab, son of Omri, became king in the 38th year of Asa, king of Judah, and he reigned over Israel in Samaria for 22 years. Ahab, son of Omri, did what displeased the Lord even more than all those who preceded him. Apparently, the sin of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, was too light a thing for him. He even married Jezebel, son of Ethbaal, king of the Sidonians. He then began to serve Baal and worship him. He set up an altar for Baal in the temple of Baal which he built in Samaria, and also made an Asherah pole. So Ahab did everything that could make the Lord angry, even more than any of the kings of Israel who ruled before him. During his reign, Hiel of Bethel rebuilt Jericho. When he laid its foundation, he sacrificed Abirma, his firstborn, and when he set up the gates of the city, he sacrificed his youngest son, Segub, in accordance with the word of the Lord spoken through Joshua, son of Nun. Psalm 140. Free me from the wicked. O Lord, deliver me from wrongdoers. Protect me from the violent who plot evil in their hearts and stir up strife every day. They make their tongue sharp as that of a serpent, and under their lips is the poison of vipers. Save me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the hands of the violent, who have planned to trip my feet. The arrogant have set a snare for me. They have spread out their nets to entrap me along the way, along the path. I say to the Lord, you are my God. Hear, O Lord, my voice in supplication. O God, my Lord, my strength and salvation. In the day of battle you shield my head. Do not grant, O Lord, the desire of the wicked. Do not let the evil schemes succeed. Those who surround me defy me. Let them be overwhelmed by the mischief they have threatened. Let burning coals rain upon them. Let them be cast into the depths, never to rise again. Do not let the slanderers thrive on earth. Let disaster hunt down the violent. I know that the Lord upholds the cause of the afflicted and will see that justice is done to the poor and the oppressed. Surely the just shall praise your name. The upright shall dwell in your presence. John chapter 9 verse 24 to 41. So a second time the Pharisees called a man who had been blind, and they said to him, Give God the praise, we know that this man is a sinner. He replied, I do not know whether he is a sinner or not. I only know that I was blind and now I see. They said to him, What did he do to you? How did he open your eyes? He replied, I have told you already and you would not listen. Why do you want to hear it again? Do you also want to become his disciples? Then they started abusing him. You are that fellow's disciples, but we are disciples of Moses. We know that God has spoken to Moses, but as for this man, we do not know where he comes from. The man replied, It is amazing that you do not know where the man comes from, and yet he has opened my eyes. We know that God does not listen to sinners, but if anyone honors God and does his will, God listens to him. Never since the world began has it been heard that anyone opened the eyes of a person who was born blind. If this man were not from God, he could do nothing. They answered him, You were born a sinner and you teach us. And they threw him out. Jesus heard that they had driven him out. He found him and said, Do you believe in the Son of Man? He answered, Who is he, sir? Tell me so I can believe in him. Jesus said, You have seen him and he is speaking to you. He said, Lord, I believe, and fell on his knees in worship. Jesus said, I came into this world to judge, so that those who do not see shall see, and those who shall see shall become blind. Some Pharisees who stood by him heard this and asked, So we are blind? And Jesus answered, If you were blind, you would not be guilty. Now that you claim we see, your guilt remains.